Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be checking out two brand new products from Logitech. The first one being the Orion Spark mechanical keyboard and the second one being the Hyperion Fury. Now I don't want to talk about the boxes too much because I've already unboxed them. As you can see, it came in fairly well packaged, lots of foam protection, easy to access, not too many complaints there. But what I'm going to be doing is comparing them to my old setup. As you can see, I have the CMstorm mechanical keyboard there with Cherry MX red switches. Down here I have the brand new, let's see if I can get a good picture of this because you will want to see it in good quality. Hopefully this turns out alright, but as you guys know, my handheld vlog type recordings, they don't turn out that well. But here we go, have a look at the keyboard guys. I've got it on color switch mode. It's like a rainbow, it just keeps changing. As you can see, I've got the software running on screen now, which was also extremely easy to set up. And over to the side here, I've got the mouse compared with my Razer mouse. Now, not too much to talk about here. This is just to show you what it looks like. I'm actually going to jump in-game and onto my computer now, recording the desktop, to show you guys the software and show you how it performs in real-world use, which is what I think is the most important thing when looking for a keyboard and when looking for a mouse. But here you go, that's what it looks like, guys. Come on, focus. Come on, focus. Definitely looks alright. That's cut to the review of me using the product. Alright guys, I'm on my computer now so I can talk to you about some of the more specific features of these two products, and also so I can show you these features in action so you can actually understand what they are and how they affect your gameplay. But before I jump into that, I want to quickly do an overview of the Logitech gaming software. It was extremely easy to download. It was actually one download link and a single button press, which brought me to this screen. And it automatically detected my devices, so it's got the mouse here and the keyboard, and it's very self-explanatory. I didn't have to read any instructions. You look here, it says G keys. Alright, so we're on the home page. You can click G, it automatically detects what game you're playing, so it knows that I played World of Warcraft recently, so I can bind attack and just drag it directly onto one of these keys. Like I could drag it over G1 and it would bind attack to G1, and that is the coolest thing ever, that it detects that and makes it so easy to change what these G keys actually do. If you go to the next one, it's lighting. So in my video, you probably didn't see it that well, but once again, you can Google these images if you want to see a more clear quality one of all these different things in action, because I know my like handy cam vlog style recording wasn't the best quality. But as you can see, you can do like rainbow effects, you can do color waves, you can do breathing, you can do it with, so when you press a key it lights up. Really cool stuff. You can choose the direction, you can choose the speed. There's stuff like the keys that you press the most lighting up. There's color coordinating your buttons, so you can make all the WASD red and these yellow, as you can see. And then there's the whatever you want to click, you can change the color. So I actually was mucking around with this earlier. I changed WASD and spacebar to red, which is pretty cool. And what you do is you just pick a color you want here, you click it on the keyboard, and bam, it changes it live. I'm looking at my keyboard right now, and those keys just turned purple. It is really, really cool, guys. So you can just change whatever color you want to any key and customize it 100% yourself. Now, this is either my favorite feature or the breathing color wave effect, which I really liked. It was either that or this one. I think I'm going to stay with this lighting mode because this one, I don't know, just looks a bit too fancy for me. I like this one, changing the keys that I want to a different color is pretty cool. So I'm going to stick with that. And what else was there? There was also a couple modes to show what keys you're pressing the most. I think keep keys per minute. I'm not too sure about that one. That's where you probably have to look into the instructions. But over here on the mouse, it has some amazing features. Now this is actually much better to help me explain it than if I was holding the camera, because it's got the scroll wheel, it's got your normal buttons, it's got your back and forward button, which is expected on a gaming mouse. But then you've got 3 extra buttons: DPI up, DPI down, and DPI shift. And they're awesome because if you were playing like a sniping game, look at this. See, I'm moving my mouse from left to right. Now I'm holding the DPI shift button. Have a look at how slow it is moving. Basically what it does is it adjusts your DPI from whatever you set here down to whatever you set as assign shift. See, I could make my assign shift fast. If I click this button, now this is my mouse moving normally, and then this is my mouse moving, holding the DPI shift. I can adjust my DPI on the fly by clicking these buttons. See how it's changing? I'm pressing up and you can see it's getting slowly faster, 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 faster. And now it's just going as fast as possible. And I can slower, 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 all the way to a crawl. So that's really cool, and you can actually custom set it. I found that 1760 or a little bit higher at 1840 were my favorites. So I decided to set that there, and I set it as my custom by going assign default on that one. And you can also define how many levels of customization you want, but I'll just enable them all. The only reason why you wouldn't enable them all is if you're trying to do some custom type things and you like to switch them on the fly mid-game, then you wouldn't want to have too many because there'd be too many button pressures. But if you're like me and you're most likely just going to use one, then that's definitely the way to go. And yeah, report rate 1000. Not too much else to say about that. There's a few color options. There's a speed. I believe this is to test the delay, it looks like. It definitely looks like the delay here, but it's really cool if you ask me. That's with it Fusion Action, that's without it. Let's turn it off. So it gets up to 2 milliseconds. 0.3. But look, it looks like it just makes it faster, basically. They got some software that makes it faster. That's all I need to know. Next button, they've got some other things here, and they've got, of course, this lighting, breathing effect, brightness. Alright, so that's basically the software. You can check that out for yourselves, guys. Extremely easy. As I said, I looked at this for about 2 minutes, and I knew exactly what most of this stuff did, and I set up my keyboard. I set up everything exactly how I wanted it. No problems whatsoever. Very happy with it. Let's get rid of it now, and I want to show you some real-world usage of the next bunch of features. So, my CMstorm keyboard uses Cherry MX Red switches, which I am pressing right now. You can hear them. They are slightly louder than what the G910 keyboard uses, which is the Roma G mechanical keys. Now, I believe these are made by a company for Logitech. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure only Logitech has the rights to use or is using these keys at the moment, the Roma G mechanical keys. And from what I can tell, they're slightly harder to press in. I'm going to be honest. I reckon they're slightly harder than red switches to press in, but these red switches are a lot louder for me. I don't know whether it's the keyboard or the switch in particular, but just I'm going to be quiet for a second. You can hear me pressing W on the CMstorm keyboard right now. Alright, now I've stopped pressing W on the CMstorm keyboard. Now I'm going to press W on the G910, which has the Roma G key switches. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is definitely quieter. So that's a massive benefit for me because I do YouTube videos and I don't want clicking in the background or typing. So that's definitely a bonus. So point 1 goes to the G910. Now the next little test I have is a very common one in Minecraft and any game. You tend to jump a lot. So I'm going to be using the G910 keyboard. I'm going to be holding W and pressing the space bar repetitively. Now watch me. This is what it looks like on screen, guys. As you can see, guys, it seems fairly smooth. I seem to be traveling the same distance every time. It seems to be very reliable and it didn't really miss a stroke. Now I'm going to do the same thing going back, but pressing it on my CMstorm keyboard. So now I'm holding W on the CMstorm and pressing the space bar. See, I tend to press it a bit faster, but what I have noticed is sometimes you drop a bit further and it seems to miss a few hits. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems to miss it. I can definitely press it faster, I will give it that. I can definitely press these Cherry MX switches faster, but some of them don't seem to register and I seem to fall further sometimes. See, look at that. That definitely missed a press. Look, it missed it again. It's definitely missing some of my presses and not registering them. I mean, it registers 90% of the time, but as you can see, there's... Oh, I don't know. It's definitely something I'll... See, look. I was pressing spacebar again, but it just didn't activate. With this one, it always seems to activate when I press it again. I don't know. It's definitely working. Like, I've had no issues with the CMstorm, but repetitively pressing the button in a row, it just didn't seem like this looks perfect. It goes down the same amount every time. It goes forward the same amount, or except when I press it quicker for some reason. And it's just, I don't know, it's a slight advantage I would like to give in the Orion Spark keyboard's favour. So it's another point in benefit of them. But now onto the negative that I have noticed. Typing is a lot better on any other keyboard. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'll get used to it, but on the G910, they've got these indented kind of buttons. So in the middle of the key, it's lower down than the top, left and right. Now it definitely helps for gaming, keeping your mouse or being able to press the buttons on angles, like so you can reach buttons further away and still be able to press them down. And it definitely helps keep your fingers in position. But I've noticed when typing, look, I typed something here. Hi, my name is Hayden. See, I screwed up. How did I hit 98 then? I have no idea, but that's me typing on the G910, and now I'm going to type on the CMstorm. It's just, oh, I don't know. I reckon it's just me having to get used to it, but my hand seems to be hitting these indents. They seem to be getting in the way. Nah, look. That was me typing on the Orion Spark once again. I'll try it. I can do it, but it's definitely harder. I believe it'll take a bit of practice before I master it. Nah, I hit my finger on the keys. I don't know, maybe it's something I got to get used to, but that's definitely something to consider if you were buying this. Gaming, no problem whatsoever. Haven't run into any issues. But with typing, I definitely ran into some issues. It will take some getting used to, so something to consider. Keep that in mind. Now, onto the mouses. There's not much to say, let's be perfectly honest. The Razer mouse slides across my mat a bit easier. That might be because the new one needs to be wore in a bit, or it might be because they got grippier feet, I'm not sure. They do have the DPI sensor, so you can go slow mode, see that? That's me pressing the DPI shift button and turning it into like super slow mode. Then when I let go of it, it's fast again. And then I can bump up the DPI by clicking this button. Oh, that's to reduce the DPI, my bad. Slow, faster, clicking the button again, faster again, clicking it again. And now it's at max, look at that. That is pretty good if you ask me, guys. Boom, 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 boom. And now it's back to what I would call normal. So you can change it on the fly, very simple. Of course, the shift button to do the sniping. And honestly, I think it gives it the edge. I think the G402 gaming mouse, whatever, from Logitech has the slight advantage just because of that. So I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have to do with my review today. I'm sorry, I'm not the professional reviewer. This is just my personal things that I've noticed. That I noticed the difference between the two keyboards and the two mice. And I decided to show you guys, to fill you guys in on what I thought. And this is my final thing I'm going to say here. The G910 seems to be quieter, seems to be slightly harder to press in, also seems to be slightly harder to type on, but it has more features, very easy to use, looks amazing, especially with all the individually lit colors and the config to actually change that and mix it up for yourself. So it has some benefits, it has some downsides, and yeah, overall I would definitely recommend it for those of you who are into hardcore gaming, really like gaming, or want a quiet keyboard, or want just a nice feeling Switch keyboard with some RGB lights. I mean, it looks sweet. And the mouse, if you want to change your DPI on the fly, I have never seen a mouse better than this. This changes it instantly, it has amazing config, it works perfectly. There's nothing else to say. If you want to change your DPI on the fly, definitely pick yourself up this mouse. The only downside I've seen to it actually is the scroll wheel. It feels different. The clicking of the scroll wheel, it feels more like a button than it does like a squishy thing like it does on other mice, like the Razer for example. So see how I'm clicking the Razer mouse now, the scroll wheel, and now I'm clicking the Logitech one. So the Logitech mouse is actually a bit louder than the Razer one. So it's the opposite way around. The Logitech mouse is louder than other mouses, but it has more features, which I guess it's worth it. So hopefully I helped you guys out in making a decision. If you want to pick this up for yourself, make sure to check it out on the Logitech website or one of their distributors, which I'm sure you can find a local one because I've got viewers all over the world. And I'll probably chuck a link in the description as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to chuck the video a like. Google to get more detailed information on these products if you want it. This was just my overview and what I noticed, so I'm sure there's a lot more on the internet, so make sure to Google if you're interested. Chuck the video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.